We can see this order starting all the way back in Genesis 1, the opening line of Genesis. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. That opening line presents a striking contrast. The earth was without form and void. The Hebrew phrase, tohu vavohu, which that's a lot of fun. I like Hebrew. It's a fun language to hear. It's translated here as without form and void, and it signifies emptiness, waste, or chaos. It represents an uninhabitable state before God brings structure and life, often seen as a formless wasteland. The word waters here is hamayim, and it refers to a deep and unruly body of water that covered everything. It has the connotation of large waves and, again, chaos. And then my favorite word, the word moved here, it is merakafet, and it suggests brooding, fluttering, or hovering, and it gives a symbolism similar to a bird nurturing its young. It's symbolizing the Spirit tenderly preparing to bring life. Notice the pattern in Genesis. First off, we have separation. God divides light from darkness, the waters from above and the waters from below, land and sea. This establishes distinction. Things are not blurred together, but given clear boundaries. Then God gives designations. He names what he has formed: day, night, heaven, earth, land, and sea. Naming in ancient context implies authority and intentional identity. And finally, a function. Each element is given purpose. The sun and the moon govern time, the days, the seasons, years. The earth produces vegetation, and the living creatures fill specific domains: sky, sea, and land. This progression is systematic. God is not merely creating things, he is organizing a cosmos, a coherent and functional system where everything has its place and role. Then comes the repeated evaluation, and God saw that it was good. This is critical. The goodness of creation is directly tied to its order, harmony, and purposefulness. From the very beginning, God moves deliberately to transform disorder into structure. And we see this everywhere in nature. Animals have the instinct of migration. Every year, they just instinctively suddenly decide that they need to move. And they just do it. And science still hasn't quite figured out how that works. Gravity and the planetary motions, planets are all within a specific spot that they have to be. If any planet was off by even a few miles, it would throw the entire universe and cosmos into chaos and disruption. These planetary orbits, the stars, they have predicted precision that causes seasons to consistently occur because of Earth's tilt and orbit. We have the atomic structures of cells and molecules. Again, if anything was off by the smallest amount, it would cause chaos and destruction. One of my favorite ones is the Fibonacci spiral, the Fibonacci sequence. Does anyone know what the Fibonacci sequence is? A few people. I will try to explain it. It's a mathematical idea where the sum of each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. So it starts at 0 and 1, and then it would go 0, 1, and then 0 plus 1 will be 1, 1 plus 1 will be 2, so 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and it continues. Now, what this creates is a curve it's called the golden ratio. It's a curve in a very specific orientation, and it's slowly tightening spiral, and you see it everywhere. You see it in the petals on flowers. You see it, the spirals on like crustaceous life forms, the spirals in their shells. It's eggs. The side of an egg is the Fibonacci curve. Our face has it. The ear is a Fibonacci curve. It is everywhere in nature, and it is a very, very clear example of a distinct creation and order within nature. We also see this order within human relationships, particularly within the family. In Genesis 2, we find the creation of man and woman, and we are given a picture of the order in their relationship. Genesis 2:21 to 24. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord of God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. We see that before and after the fall, the man names the woman, indicating some kind of priority and authority. And we see that a man must leave his father and mother, which indicates initiative. And then we see the woman created as a helper for him, which indicates the man's need for companionship and a suitable help as they fulfill God's purpose together. There is order. The first human institution is marriage in Genesis 2:24, and it forms the base of the family hierarchy. So you have the husband, the father, and he is to lead in servant headship and responsibility. He's called to lead sacrificially and not be domineering, accountable for the spiritual direction of the home, and this system is modeled after Christ's relationship with the church. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. That's Ephesians 5:25. And then the woman, the wife, is supposed to be a respectful partner and strength and support. She's called to respect and support her husband's leadership, and she is described in Genesis 2:18 as a helper suitable, meaning a complementary strength, not inferior but functionally aligned with the marital structure. This creates an order of the marital dynamic. The husband leads under Christ, the wife responds in a willing partnership, and both are called to mutual love and self-giving. It's not a hierarchy of value, but order of responsibility and direction. And the next level is the children. We as children have duties within the family structure. Our order is obedience, honor, and respect. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long upon the earth. The purpose of the family order in this way is the children need formation of discipline and character. They need protection during the developmental years, and they need training for future independence. Children are not less valuable, but are under formation and therefore under authority. And the parents, in this order, have duties, and they have shared responsibilities. They have delegated authority over the children, offering instruction. They teach truth and they teach wisdom, discipline, offering corrections and setting boundaries. And they offer nurture, care, encouragement, and provision. And fathers especially are called in Ephesians 6:4. They're warned not to provoke their children, but to bring them up in the Lord. And at the head of all of this, at the very start, is God, the ultimate authority. He establishes and refines all relational structure. He defines marriage, parenthood, and obedience, and he sets the moral boundaries and accountability of us as humans. Every human authority is delegated and accountable to him, for of him and through him and to him are all things. Romans 11:36.